up, guys? So sorry about the audio quality and the weird setting. It's story time real quick. So if you live in the Midwest, you might know that we've had a lot of bad rains lately and some flooding in the east sides of Kansas and Oklahoma, and that's just where I so happen to live. And a week ago today, we had to evacuate our house because we were at a massive risk of being flooded. I'll throw a diagram on screen, a terribly drawn diagram of basically just how close the water was. It was about 2 blocks away and how at risk we were. My house is basically completely empty. We had to evacuate all of our stuff out and move to higher ground. But my studio is on the 2nd floor, so we moved a bunch of stuff upstairs. And I was able to move back into work, but can't really film in a studio that's full of bullshit. So I'm stuck not being able to make my normal videos for a little bit. But what is going on though, since I'm here by myself, but we don't have things like the refrigerator that would normally go there and the stove that would go there, I'm stuck roughing it in some kind of sense. Not exactly camping roughing it, but here, let me grab you real quick. I've got this mini fridge and that's all it's got in it. I need to make lunch because I'm starving and I don't have very much at my disposal. So I thought it would be fun if we took a little adventure together to make myself some lunch. So to my knowledge, I have some frozen chicken out in the garage. All right, so right off the bat, here is the chicken. I think it's chicken. It looks like it's entire chicken's cut in half. I guess that's what happens when you're Mexican, you know. Found this bag of frozen bell peppers. Maybe I could make some fajitas. Oh, and I think this appears to be frozen chorizo. Yeah, I definitely think that might be frozen chorizo. And if it's not, then I guess I could just put it back. But I am fairly certain that's what this is. All right, so I'm back inside, and upon closer inspection, these are actually chicken thighs. They're not the entire chicken cut in half, so I guess that makes me feel a little bit better, just in the sense that I don't have to like clean an entire half a chicken once I defrost it. You know, I'm realizing right now that if I'm gonna make fajitas, I'm gonna need tortillas, but we don't have tortillas. You would think in a Mexican household that we would have tortillas frozen somewhere. I'm gonna have to make my own tortillas, I guess, which I've never done before. So this could be a new experience. All right, so upon closer inspection, this was not frozen chorizo, but it was in fact frozen enchilada sauce, or not enchilada sauce, but the stuff that my grandmother uses to fry up enchiladas. I don't know, she makes them kind of weird. So I'm gonna go put this back along with these chicken thighs. I've got 2 chicken thighs defrosting right now. All right, so I just got off the phone with my grandmother who is visiting relatives in Texas right now. That's why I'm by myself, by the way. I got her tortilla recipe and I'm going to attempt to make tortillas on my own. I don't know how well they'll turn out, but you know, I guess this will be my first true test as a Mexican when it comes to preparing authentic Mexican food. Hello, I'm back. So apparently the recipe is literally just flour, baking powder, and then I use oil to make little balls and separate them so they don't fucking stick together. That's literally the whole recipe, besides water, obviously. So we're gonna see how well this goes. Also, while I was looking around, I happened to find this little bag of fajita mix that I made when I made fajitas a long while back. So I'm going to attempt to be as authentic as possible with this, and by authentic, I mean I'm going to try to do it almost the exact same way that my grandmother does it, which is a lot of really rough measurements and not anything crazy exact. And I'm just going to get roughly 2 cups. Let's go 3. Let's go 3. Why not, man? Let's make a bunch of fucking tortillas. All right, and to each of those cups of flour, we're going to add 1 teaspoon, apparently, of baking powder. All right, now, she didn't exactly tell me how much water I was supposed to use relative to the flour. So I have got just what feels like probably too much lukewarm water. And I guess I'm just gonna add it until I feel like maybe I'm reaching that consistency that I need. Hell yeah, this is already, I can already tell that's not enough, I don't think. All right, I don't know if that's exactly the right consistency, but I'm going to try to work with what I've got. So I'm gonna oil up my hands a little bit. Oh, that feels so weird. Oh yeah, that's significantly easier to work with. It's not It's not sticking to my hands at all. I'm gonna add just a little more water. That might have been too much right there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's okay. All right, so what I will attempt to do now, attempt being the operative word here, is kind of approach this the way my grandma does, where we take another metal bowl and grab little bolitas, is what she calls them. Little bolitas, and kind of make basically little tortilla balls. Balls that'll eventually become tortillas. All right, so altogether we have ended up with what appears to be 11 future tortillas. What we need now is the big flat marble thing that my grandmother makes her tortillas on. And we're gonna dust our surface with some flour. And now over on this other counter, I'm going to go ahead and get this griddler thing ready to go. There we go, I totally figured it out. Now we've got 2 flat surfaces that we can start, I guess, getting heated up. All right, and while that is heating up, we're gonna grab what my grandmother calls the palito, and we're gonna roll these bitches out by hand. Sorry if the white balance is a little weird and it's a little bright. All right, these are relatively heated up, and I feel like they could probably get hotter, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss this bitch on and see how it goes. Very floury. Now, it definitely already smells like a regular tortilla. I don't know if we're getting those classic scorch marks on the bottom that I really, really want, because that is what makes the tortilla nice and pretty. All right, and there is the last tortilla. Now, I have got them chilling out right here in this little bowl with a towel in it. This is what my grandmother does, and I may not be doing it exactly right, but she does wrap the tortillas in a towel. That should keep the tortillas warm long enough for me to go ahead and make everything else. So let's go do that. All right, so my chicken thighs are now fully defrosted. I don't know the first thing about removing flesh from bone when it is not cooked. So what I think I'm gonna do is I will fire up the grill outside and we will grill the chicken, so then it'll be easier to remove from the bone. I'm going to whip together a marinade real quick. We have this Ott's famous dressing and marinade. Basically, it's kind of like a blank slate for marinades in general, which is good because we're gonna customize it a little bit. All right, so in this little bowl thingy, I'm just gonna eyeball about how much we'll need. Oh my goodness, that might be more than enough. And to that, we are going to add a bunch of lemon juice because you cannot have too much fucking citrusy, acidic, slightly sweet flavors with your meat. Plus the acids in fruit juices, especially pineapple and lemon and even honey, actually help to tenderize the meat a little bit. It works more so for stuff like pork and beef, but in chicken it could help too. I'm also going to add a touch of Cajun seasoning because, I don't know, it sounds really good. Your general cracked pepper. Now this is this is the black peppercorn grinder. I want my mixed one. Oopsies. Now this is peppercorn medley. It's got a mix of black peppercorns, white peppercorns, red peppercorns, and one other thing. I don't know. You just get a little more of an interesting profile, and I'm just gonna use this very liberally. I'm also going to add a bunch of sea salt, and I'm going to be a little weird, but I'm going to add some coconut oil, because I don't know, man, some coconutty tones to the outside of my chicken could be pretty good if it even incorporates itself, and if not, you know what, I'm not a food scientist, I don't know. And we'll go ahead and add this to our chicken, saving at least a little bit. Get that extra air out of there. Get out of there, air. I'm gonna let this chill out while we go see if we can't get that grill fired up. All right, so we're outside at the grill. We're gonna try and see if we can't fill this bag with some charcoal and use that as kind of like a fuel to get the charcoal started. We'll see how that goes. We don't really have any like lighter fluid or anything to like help things along, so I don't know how long it's gonna take to get this fire started. All right, well, that didn't work, so we're gonna try something a little bit different. Now, my grandpa uses this whenever we really need to get a grill started. I'm gonna see if I can do it too. That actually worked. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna toss the old grate over it. Listen to that sizzle. That's dope. That's that good shit. Hopefully, anyway. Hopefully it's good. Remember, we're just, no pun intended, winging it. And now we wait. Look at that, look at that awesome char. Let's go ahead and get these inside and shred them. All right, so some of our chicken ended up a little undercooked as it got closer to the bone. It was a pretty thick cut of chicken, so that makes sense. But that's okay because we are going to pretty soon throw it right back onto a pan, so it will cook all the way through. So now let's get that out of the way. Get over here. We need to cut up some of these bell peppers. All right, yeah, just a really rough chop just to kind of get rid of those really long pieces. All right, so I threw in about half of the bacon grease that I saved from yesterday because bacon grease is way tastier to cook with. And I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 cloves of chopped garlic. Okay, that garlic is starting to brown a little bit, so I'm just gonna take handfuls of the chicken and just kind of toss it in. Really quickly, I'm just gonna add a few splashes of lemon juice. That'll help keep the chicken at least a little moist and impart some nice bright flavor. So get that nice and incorporated. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add the bell peppers now. Go ahead and throw those in and just kind of start to toss them around a little bit. Look at that. Now that is almost fajitas. All right, we're gonna go ahead and give this a quick dash of oil. And we're gonna go ahead and add the fajita seasoning just right over the top. Just kind of fucking dump it all over. And then really quick, because you can never go wrong, go ahead and add a little bit of salt and a little bit of that pepper. I can already smell that fajita seasoning. Oh my God. And now let's just go ahead and incorporate that seasoning onto everything. All right, so I've taken these off the heat and I have a couple of tortillas ready to go. They're not as pretty as I would have liked, but hey, whatever. I don't have much in the way of like shredded cheese or sour cream or anything to throw on these. So it's just gonna be as is, but I do wanna go ahead and try this business. All right, so I've got my little bundle of joy right here. It's still really, really hot, so I should probably be a little cautious while taking a bite because I took it straight off of the heat, wrapped it up, and now I'm recording, so, okay. Oh man, I'm really glad that I decided to grill that chicken because you can taste the smokiness from the charcoal. It's pretty nice. That lemon flavor is really coming through a lot. Not like a crazy amount. Like if I told you there was lemon in here, you wouldn't taste it, but there is a certain like brightness to the chicken. Oh man, so good. That marinade too really helps a lot. Yeah, I'm really glad I decided to grill the chicken because it tastes so much better now. All right, thank you for watching. I look like shit because I've been carrying stuff like the grill and everything around. I'm all covered in flour from the tortillas. And this also took me basically all day. So please leave a like, and normal videos will be coming back eventually once we get everything moved back into the house. So yeah, but until then, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.